Hello. This is a tutorial that's going to be covering the very basics of just photo manipulation or color correction more specifically on a Mac with iPhoto. This is iPhoto 11 that this is going to be on, and the point here is that what you see in front of you and the next photos that I'm going to share are photos taken here at a local aquarium in Japan. And obviously with improper settings and a point and shoot, a lot of times we get back and we put them on the laptop or the home computer, we find out, the colors are horrible, didn't work out very well. Or let's say use a flash, which is always pretty much a bad thing to use inside of an aquarium. So for the common user that's trying to figure out how to make some repairs on their photos taken at an aquarium, this is hopefully going to help you out. If there's any other videos out there or any other words of wisdom that we could make this a better video, please let me know. I appreciate it. Moving on to what we're going to do. This is iPhoto 11, and with this photo, obviously you see that we've got a very heavy bluish tone. Since we don't have the ability to do color correction by the numbers, I did want to show that this was very easy to repair despite not having these more expensive software applications. If you go down here to the temperature area, you can see that you've got a slider. And instead of adjusting some of these other variants up here, or versus using your quick fixes, which I find sometimes to be really not so good, go over to the adjust level. And right here, you can look at your histogram and see that you've got some inequality, and you've got reds peeking up down here at the dark side. So how do you bring the colors back? Well, this is what I found, and this is what I wanted to share. If you move the temperature slider all the way over to the right-hand side, you can already see the color variation between the blue is gone and has been replaced with other colored pixels. If you look up here at the histogram, you can see that those have changed also, or not done. Go down to the tint slider, move that all the way to the left-hand side, and now you start to see a lot more color come back just by manipulating those two sliders. Now remember, we started from here, all blue, heavily blue, to here. With a few more adjustments, literally under 5 clicks, you can make this photo turn out to be a lot better. Improve your exposure maybe just a little bit, not too much, and for some of these dark areas, maybe your shadows just a smidgen, not very much. Now that looks a lot better. Again, this is a JPEG composition, so a lot of the quality of raw, shoot in RAW is not here. This is just working with JPEG photos. Again, starting back from the original, heavily blue tinted. You can't see the color of this fish almost at all, to now popping out in red. And actually you can see all these little fish back down here in the background. The only thing that I would offer too is that you've got some areas like this that have a really boasted amount of extra light. Well, iPhoto helps you there too. Take your highlights slider and move that up just ever so much to bring off that extra amount of reflected light. In doing so, now you can see the ground of the tank a little bit better. Again, start back to the original, heavily blue to full color. And you can even tell this was the fish over here and not something that was just part of the tank. So let's go on to the next one and see how that works. Now we've got a shark, another fish as well too, and this is also very heavily blue in tone, but you can see we've got some coral up here. So again, let's try that. Again, the bluish tone, let's move the temperature all the way to the right hand side, and bring the tint all the way to the left hand side. Wow, a lot of color there. Before and after. And with that, there's probably not much more that I would do other than maybe just boost the shadows up just a smidgen, but at the same time, look at your saturation. Maybe the saturation will make the color come out just a little bit more. So again, we go back to the original. Blue looks like it's a wasted shot to a lot more color. Let's try another one. Here we go again with some small fish, more towards the upwards of the tank. And the problem is that you're getting a lot more lighting up here at the top, and that really becomes an annoyance too. Let's just see how it works though. All the way to the right for the tint, see color coming back, and actually as you change the tint value, now you're seeing a lot more color correction. Vibrant as they are, you could adjust this down if you want to, or your saturation values. For the ultra bright areas up here, consider moving that down with your highlight slider also. Now you can see actually that there were bubbles there versus what you had before. So find a happy medium somewhere in between. Again, go back to the original shot, just completely in blue, to now you got more color. Move on to another photo here, and this one I reverted back to the original just to make a point on how it changed. Here's one that you can see some a little bit of everything in. Let's try that one also. Move that slider all the way to the right, and the tint all the way to the left. And there you can see an enormous amount of color coming back. What about a little bit of saturation? Make the colors pop a little bit. And for some of the blown out areas down here at the bottom of it, try to bring the highlights back down. And actually when you do that, you can see there's quite a bit of more, I'd say, color quality that's brought back to the photo. Again, the original, to a lot more color. Now again, this is just to explain that with 2 to 4 clicks using the temperature and tint slider for aquarium shots, you can bring back a lot of life into these photos. And that was the whole purpose behind it. I didn't see anything before that really showed anything that offered that. One more photo for you here as we go through it. And here's one that's already been done. I'm going to revert back to the original to kind of show you what happened before. And here you see the yellows that's been kind of contorted to a green, and of course the only thing that does show out are the yellow and the thins. So again, temperature all the way to the right hand side, and the tint. And just by itself right there, you see actually a nice value of color. But if you bring down the highlights, you can see there's even a little bit more color quality on the top of the fish. Maybe that's about it. 3 adjustments: temperature, tint, and highlight. Again, all these photos can be adjusted with more details with using layers and other stuff, but this was just to help guide those that are using iPhoto with the effect of trying to correct aquarium shots. Now this is one, the last one I'll show you is that this was done already, and I'll revert back to the original just to show what it looked like from the beginning. And again, color blasted. So moving the sliders 1 click, 2 click, and just a little bit of saturation on there. That might be just a little too much right there, and bringing down the highlights a little bit so you're not glaring so much off the fish. And just maybe a little bit of sharpness there. And that's it. Now again, these aren't great, by no means are they, but to bring life back into those vacation photos or someplace that your friends or wherever that you're visiting to and you feel like you've lost all your photos, I hope this helps to give you some of those photos back for your vacation or wherever it is that you went to. Hopefully this will help, and thank you for watching.